You tear open an envelope, and the first line reads, Rating Decision. Your chest tightens. The page is full of diagnostic codes and a paragraph called Reasons and Bases that reads like bureaucracies. What now? That's the moment most veterans want to understand, quickly and clearly, what this letter actually says and what it means for their claim.
Welcome to the Veteran Benefits Reset Podcast. I'm Cameron Burrell, a U.S. Army veteran and founder of VetBiz Media. Today, we're going to turn that confusing page into a clear set of checkpoints you can act on. This is education, not legal or medical advice. If you need case-specific guidance, contact a VA-accredited VSO, claims agent, or attorney. My goal here is simple. By the end, you'll know where to look first, what to watch for, and one practical thing to do immediately when your decision arrives.
Let's start small. What's the first line you should read? Not the long paragraph, the top block. Claim number, decision date, and effective date. Why the effective date? Because it determines when benefits begin, and it controls back pay. So the very first question, does that effective date match when you filed or when key evidence was submitted? If it doesn't, that could change how much you might be owed retroactively.
Quick example, purely illustrative. If your monthly benefit for a condition is about $1,200 and the effective date is 3 months later than you expected, that could mean roughly $3,600 in back pay you're not seeing. I say illustrative because rates in individual circumstances vary, but you can see how a few months' difference becomes real money. So yes, effective dates matter. Big time. Next, look for the short decision summary. This is the plain English line that says granted, denied, or remanded for each claimed condition. Read that slowly. What was granted? What was denied? What was sent back for more info? Keep this as your headline. It tells you the result before you dive into the reasoning. After the headline, you'll usually see diagnostic codes and percent ratings. Those numeric codes map to the VA schedule of ratings. They look technical, but they matter. The code tells you the evaluation criteria the rater used. If the symptoms you have don't match the code the rater applied, that mismatch is something to note and possibly question. Now for the dense part, the reasons and bases. Think of this as the rater's explanation. Read it like a verifier. Are they accurately describing the records? Do they explain how the evidence links the condition to service, or do they say the evidence falls short without explaining why? If they reject a medical opinion, did they explain the reason? These are the exact questions a reviewer will ask later, so flag any short or unclear explanations. Check the evidence list. This matters more than most folks realize. That list should include VA treatment notes, private medical records, service treatment records, and any C&P exam reports. Do you see the records you submitted? If you know a record exists but it's not cited, that's a red flag, one that can be addressed through a supplemental claim or by bringing it to an accredited representative's attention. A short hypothetical to make this concrete. Say a veteran claims knee arthritis and also claims it's connected to an in-service ankle injury. The decision grants arthritis at 10%, but denies the secondary link. The reasons and bases say there's no nexus. If that veteran has service treatment records for the ankle and a private doctor who linked altered gait to later knee damage, both should be on the evidence list and discussed. If they're missing or ignored, there's an actionable problem. Let's list the red flags you can scan for in under a minute. 1. Missing evidence you know exists. 2. Date conflicts between records and what the rater cites. 3. Medical rationale that rejects opinions without explanation. 4. Diagnostic codes that don't match the symptoms described. 5. Unclear or missing effective date reasoning. Spot any of these? Circle the pages and make a note.
So what can you do right away? I recommend a 2-page evidence summary. Page 1, list each record you know exists with dates and where to find it. Service records, VA treatment, private provider notes, C&P reports. Page 2, summarize the core medical points and any nexus statements. Keep copies or clear references. That packet makes conversations with a VSO or claims rep far more efficient and keeps your next steps organized.
When should you call an accredited representative? If you find clear factual errors, missing evidence, or complicated issues like multiple secondaries or TDIU questions, that's the time. Also call if you're unsure which review lane fits your situation. Accredited VSOs, claims agents, and attorneys can help explain deadlines and file the appropriate action. But remember, they can't promise outcomes. Verify they're VA-accredited before you share records.
Before we close, here's the 6-item checklist to use the moment your decision arrives. 1. Confirm the effective date. 2. Read the decision summary, granted, denied, or remanded. 3. Check diagnostic codes and percent ratings. 4. Scan the evidence list for your records. 5. Read the reasons and basis for how evidence is tied to conclusions. 6. Note deadlines and appeal options. Keep that checklist with your 2-page summary, and you're already more prepared. Quick recap. Start at the top for effective date. Read the headline decision. Confirm codes and ratings. Check the evidence list. And read the reasons and basis like a question checklist. If anything's missing or misapplied, prepare your evidence summary and consider contacting a VA-accredited representative. This episode is educational only. Verify details through official VA resources and seek accredited help for case-specific guidance. Thank you for listening to the Veteran Benefits Reset podcast. If you found today's episode helpful, follow the podcast, leave a review, and share it with another veteran who could benefit. Download your free 7-step Veteran Benefits Reset Guide at vetbizmedia.com/veteran7. And remember, your service did not expire. Your story is still worth reviewing. Take the next responsible step.